What up, YouTube? It's your boy GGJ Fly Guy here with an update on the Ofna X3. Just a couple of issues I've been going through. First, been under the weather. Finally starting to get back to normal a little bit. Last weekend I tried to get the X3 out and take it for a run. Went to program the ESC. As you know, I'm running the electronics from the X01. So anyway, I went to program the electronics from the ESC, the Hobby Wing 150, and the Leopard motor, and had a few issues with it. Take it out and went to get it programmed, take it out. I slapped a 3-cell in it, took it out, got ready to run, went up the street, and it would stop and stall out. Got to digging, reprogramming, upgraded the firmware and all that, and then realized an RC car rookie actually just did on one of his videos, just talked about this. He didn't go in depth, and I'll go in a little bit more in depth with it. With that Hobby Wing 150 ESC, it is set up for 4S, and there's something in the program that makes it stick at 4S. Now you can bypass that programming and set it to recognize a 3S battery, a single 3S battery, but when you do that, you're shutting the auto detect off. You actually have to go in and set it to detect 3S. On mine, it would detect 3S, but if I slapped the 4S in it, it wouldn't detect it. I would actually have to go back to and turn the auto detect back on and or manually set it for 4S. With that said, I need this thing to be able to run on 3S or 4S, and I need to be able to do that on the fly and not have to deal with going in and reprogramming it and changing the programming. Took me a minute to figure that out. It would, like I said, it would go down the street, one good pass, and then it would just stop, and then the low voltage light would come on, and it would just flash while it was looking for that second 2S battery or 4S setup. So even with a fully charged 3S, it would still not recognize it. Anyway, so I decided to just move forward a little bit faster than I had planned. And as you can see, so far, here's where I had it set up, and then I just started, before I started feeling bad, I started to take it apart. As you can see, the ESC is, I've taken it loose from the ESC tray mount. Tried a couple other things, and I'm just decided I'm just going to go ahead and bypass it. And don't get me wrong, the Hobby Wing 150 is a good ESC. But as it was set up from the factory, it was set up to recognize a 4S. And what really made me figure that out is when I put the 3S in there, plug it up, fully charged, it would do the 4 beeps, like this was a actual 4S battery. And, you know, it's not, it's a 3S. So that's what led me to realizing that it was the programming and bypassing it. With that said, anyway, I'm started to break it down before I started feeling bad. And I'll finish it this weekend. But I wanted to go ahead and order the parts that I'm going to use to get this thing back up. Again, for me, club racing, one of the clubs that I race in, they do a 3S challenge where you can run no more than a 3S battery in your age scale. Helps to keep it even, helps keep everybody kind of on a level playing field. If we're all running 3S batteries, you know, it's pretty much even. It's down to your driving and your gearing. And there are some limits to gearing that you can have. That's why I've set mine at the max 22 tooth pinion for that and run time. I could gear it a little higher, but you're going to get shorter run times, as everybody knows. So anyway, I've broken this thing down. I've started to take it apart. One other thing that I had when I took it out to run, and I've repaired it since, but behind the wheel, where your wheel nut goes on, this thing, on the first run, this wheel would just shake and wobble all over the place. And I knew something was wrong, so I dug into it and found that when they shipped it or when they manufactured it, put it together, they did not put the outer bearing in there behind the nut that holds the wheel on. The inner bearing was in, but the outer bearing was missing. So I contacted OFNA, and they sent me out a pair of bearings for free and apologized and all that. And you know, whatever. It's the usual Ofna thing. I'm disappointed, but it's Ofna. We all know if you buy an Ofna product, you got to go through it with a fine-tooth comb, make sure everything is locked tight, everything is good to go. And I missed it. But they rectified it, and I'm okay with that. So anyway, that's where we're at with the X3. I've started, like I said, I started to break it down, and I started feeling bad. So I paused, and I went ahead and ordered the parts. With that said, we're going to do a quick unbagging. Let you guys see the parts did finally arrived. See if we can get the car out of the way here for a second, or move it over. Okay, first one, and this just came in today. I'm going to keep that turned over. You guys will see when I pull it out of the bag. I kind of pre-cut it since this is a one-handed production. There it is, that little black box that you guys have gotten to know very well. Poseidon. Decided to go with the 1515-2200 for this setup. As you guys know, I said before that once Poseidon came out with the ESCs that I would go ahead and upgrade to it. This situation just kind of made me move to it a little bit quicker. So anyway, there's the motor. Now Poseidon has not come out with the ESCs just yet, but to get this thing up and running, I went ahead and got this. There you have it. Mamba Monster 2, the original one, not one of the newer ones. This is one of the original ones. I mean, you can tell the newer ones from the original ones. The newer ones have those two tabs on the that stick out from the side of the ESC that where you can bolt it down. The original one is just square on the bottom where you can double side tape it down. So I went ahead and ordered those two. I'll run the Mamba Monster 2. It's what I'm running in the DM1. It does well. I have not had any trouble. I like the programming. And one thing I have noticed, like I said, once I upgraded the firmware on the ESC and on the ESC, that low speed cogging kind of went away. So I'm going to run those two. We're going to try to get this thing back up to this weekend. The weather's supposed to be crappy here, so that'll leave me inside to get some work done. Anyway, that's what we got with the X3. I'm going to get her back up and running. And hopefully, if the weather does like it says, and Sunday it's better, I can get her out and do a couple shakedown runs. One other thing to mention real quick, I want to mention the center drive spool. I didn't notice it when I did the run. It happened on the second pass when I got to reprogram the ESC. Went for a second pass. The bolt that holds the spur gear in place, Ofna didn't, or when they put the car together, they didn't tighten that up. So it was loose. Luckily, I didn't strip the spur gear, but I did mention it to them, and they did offer to send me a new one. It's fine. I did catch it before it stripped it out, and I've tightened it up since. But if you get one of these cars, or if you get any Ofna car, guys, you know the drill. Go through it with a fine-tooth comb. Anyway, sorry for the long video. Shout out to Rockbud for being my sounding board, because I was really hot, especially on this bearing thing on the front, and kind of talked to him and sounded off on him about it. So big shout out to Rockbud. Thanks, man, for letting me vent. Shout out to RC Car Rookie, homie. I'm here if you need some help. I sent you a couple of links. Look it over. If you need any other help, give me a shout. That's what we got. Rate, comment, subscribe. It's your boy GGJ Fly Guy. We're signing out.